All right, everybody. And again, like I mentioned in the beginning of this episode, of this segment, I said we are featuring special people that are doing positive things, right? So my next guest is Keri D. Singleton, right? He has a project coming up called Journey, and we're going to hear all about it. And thank you, Keri D. Singleton, for joining me on the show.
So thank you for having me, Debra. It's definitely a pleasure to be here on your show. Your set is beautiful. Your staff is awesome.
Thank you.
I have to give you that.
Thank you.
And so you was on my radio show.
Yes.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
And we had a great conversation.
Yes, the vibe was definitely good.
So I appreciate you giving me a chance to talk on your platform.
Isn't that nice? That's how we do.
That's how we do it.
Right, you're supposed to share the love. Like, you know, you come mine, come yours. It doesn't have to be, but it's nice. It should be.
Sharing the platform,
sharing platforms for each other. Exactly. So I had a wonderful time at your studio, and then we had an event. So we just like
we've been
3 times.
paths.
We went 2-3 years without seeing each other.
I know.
You know, when we first kind of saw each other for a while was when we interviewed Carl Kamai. Do you remember?
At the expo.
At the expo.
The expo, yes.
And I went all this time without seeing you, and
That's
now
terrible.
here we go, bang, 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 3
but
times.
It all comes around in full circle.
Right.
Professionals, when they meet each other, they know they're in the right spot.
Right, you know that.
Yes,
that is true.
yeah.
So let's start off first, giving us, my audience, a little bit of background on you and your show and what it is that you do.
So the Keri's Corner radio show is an internet-based radio show. We've been on the air for 7 years as of April 1st, 2020. And so what we're doing is on April 4th of 2020, we're having a 7-year anniversary party.
Okay.
And a lot of different moving parts and components will be happening at that event, which will be taking place at the Stewart Cinema and Cafe, which is in Brooklyn.
It's in Brooklyn,
Yep.
okay.
The Greenpoint section of Brooklyn, right on the East River, nice spot. So yeah, we'll be celebrating the show's 7-year anniversary.
7 years.
And you know, in this business, that is a long time.
I need to stop you though. So how do you feel about your journey so far?
With the radio show,
Gotta get some intimate thoughts from Keri.
It's my baby, but the baby needs Pampers a lot of time. You know what I mean? You know how it is. You got a show.
Right.
And, you know, 7 years is a long time. We've had a lot of great guests.
Okay, yes.
We've had Melissa Morgan. We've had Melba Moore. We've had Eddie Levert Sr.
Some legends.
Adina Howard. I mean, just, I'd be doing a disservice, you know, by trying to name drop because I couldn't possibly.
You'll miss somebody, then you'll be like, oh boy,
people.
later on, right?
Yeah. High Five.
Yes.
Yes, who are mutual friends of ours.
Yes.
I mean, it's been a great experience.
I know all your people that you mentioned.
Of course,
so
because we
all
all know each other.
Right.
Yes, it's a nice tight circuit. It's been a great experience. It can be exhausting.
What's the most tiring part for you?
My staff.
Your staff?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, Mr. Michael Cox is our photographer. He's been on board for like 6 years.
And I got to meet him, right?
6
when I went to the studio.
He took your pictures.
Right.
6 of the 7 years. DJs, we've only really had DJs the past year since we've been at our new studio in Brooklyn. What's the most difficult part, to be honest? Interns.
Interns.
Yeah, my current intern is dope.
Okay.
But interns, it's consistency with them, you know, so that's been
one thing that I've learned is that everybody doesn't have your passion.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
So it's a little different. Like I try to think outside of the box, right? Because people be like, yeah, I want to do this, I want to help. But once they learn it or get into it, they could change their mind. That's one thing, right? People could be like, no, I don't really think that's for me.
Right.
That's a lot of people do that when they go to college.
Yeah.
I think I want to go to school for this. They're like 4 semesters, and they're like, I think it was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's something like that. It could be a couple of different factors, right? Yeah. But it is hard.
It is.
It is hard to find the right group of people to work with.
Because chemistry is important, not just talent, but chemistry is important, especially for me. My interns often travel out of state with me to different events because my radio show is syndicated in 6 different cities.
Nice.
So we go to different events in different cities.
Right.
So yeah, it's very important that we ain't got to be best friends, but we got have some kind
of good rapport and working relationship. You know.
Definitely. So yeah, that's been the hardest part, I guess.
How about time? Right? Like your regular life,
the show?
No,
I don't have a regular life. No.
Oh, no regular. It's just a show.
It's just a show.
Oh, okay.
It's just a
Okay,
show.
I try to have a little bit of.
You're supposed to.
Yeah, I try to have a little bit of both.
I don't have a life. None at all. I'm an author. I have 2 books out.
Okay.
So between the books, I'm also the president of Intrigue magazine.
Okay.
I manage a recording artist, Julia Robertson.
Oh, nice.
Who used to sing with Ex-Girlfriend and Full Force.
Okay.
And the radio show? Oh, no. And then my manager...
You really don't.
My manager, Dion McGill, he wants me to now step into television.
You should.
So...
You should.
No personal life.
But so how do you manage, because that's a full-time lane, and have your show, and like I've had a couple of artists reach out to me asking me to manage them. They're like, "Oh, I see you everywhere," and I'm like, I've always turned it down because I don't feel I can fully commit. I think that a manager should be, like, that should be what you do.
Exactly.
But I honestly feel like I can't do it, like, because I have so much going on.
Right.
How do you juggle that though? How do you take off one hat and put on another? Like,
I guess I have to also give credit again to my current manager, Dion, who he wasn't really on board for. I met him like a year ago at this talent showcase with another client of his, and I was like, I'd love for you to manage me. He said, I'll be your business advisor.
Okay.
So title,
try that first,
try
right?
that first. But then I asked him recently. I said, look, man, come on, I got a lot of things going on. But I mean, he's brilliant. He's got a lot of creative juices. He's got great energy, and he's consistent, and I love that. So
that works.
That helps,
right.
Because with all the things that I have going on, and I also host a television show. It's a lot of moving parts, and you just really have to have a circle around you that brings it all together and makes it work.
Right.
So,
no, that's true.
Yeah.
So that leads us to the journey.
Yeah.
Journey that's happening April 4th. So tell us about that, and you also have a spoken word album. So tell us about that as well.
So the radio show's 7-year anniversary is being celebrated on April 4th, 2020.
Okay.
At the Stewart Cinema and Cafe in Brooklyn.
Right.
We're also debuting that night my first poetry book.
Oh, and you write poetry.
Yes, I've actually been writing poetry longer than anything else.
You're an artist yourself. You know what I mean? Like
artistic.
Right.
Yeah, sort of artistic. So we're gonna celebrate the release of my poetry book, but it's an audio poetry book.
Nice. That's something different.
So what I did was I recorded 5 poems that'll be released on Spotify and Apple and iTunes, etc. 3 of those poems were made into music videos.
Nice.
And I'm working with some awesome producers, Quay Jones, Leo Frias, and a huge actual team of college. They kids that go to a film school in Manhattan.
Nice.
So they made 3 of my poems into music videos, which will be featured that day on the screen. And they were also doing a celebrity toast, and so it's a huge event. And the poetry book is called Journey.
It's called
because
Journey.
it talks about my journey.
Nice. Share something. Share a little excerpt.
Oh,
something.
I can't do it because one of my biggest issues at this point is when we go to film these videos, I can never remember the words. I always got to have the book in front of me.
Okay, I got you.
We've had to even be creative with ways so I could read the words without people seeing it. It's
right. Oh, okay, I got
awful.
it. I got it.
I couldn't tell you the line of one poem right now.
Okay, but basically, the whole synopsis of it is about your journey. From what point to what point, though? So
now, as far as the videos are concerned, one is called Journey.
Okay.
That is about my life story.
Okay. Oh, they have, like you said, it's 5 different ones. Okay, what's the next one?
One is called Like Me You Are. It's a love letter that I wrote to New York City.
Oh.
So when the person hears the poem, they think I'm talking about a girl. But I'm talking about a city.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay.
The last one that we're making a video for is called The Wanderer's Game. So The Wanderer's Game was first a poem, then it became a book, then it became a Broadway play. So that poem is about a male escort, which ain't me. so we. I
was like, ooh, okay.
No, we got to be clear.
Okay, it's not you.
No, we got to be clear.
But it is based on an actual person.
It's based on, when I first moved to New York in 1996, I did the roommate thing, just like everybody else does the roommate thing, right? And I had roommates, I don't want to say any names. Thankfully, I've had a lot of roommates, so I'm not spilling the beans. Right, yeah. But I had roommates that was, doing strange things for change, and I didn't really understand
why they were.
Well, I understood why, because they had to pay the rent.
Right,
we was roommates.
Right.
They got to pay your bills.
I don't care how you do it. I want that money on
but,
Friday.
I mean, I didn't know that guys, like most people, when you think of prostitution, you think of women on the streets or whatever, like, Hunts Point in the Bronx or 42nd Street back in the day. But there's a whole community, I learned, of men who are prostitutes, for lack of a better term.
Wow.
And a lot of them are not gay.
Right.
They're doing it for money.
Right.
But they have girlfriends. They have wives in some cases.
Wow.
And the Wanderers game is about that very subject. It's about a person who is a male escort, who does, sell sex for money, but he's not even into that. And that's what the book was about. In the book form, the guy's got a girlfriend. He's not the least bit attracted to guys, but he does it because, that's how he gets money.
Oh.
So it's a whole thing that I learned about from, living in New York. And the crazy thing is that because I'm originally from Boston, when the book came out, a lot of people thought, because in the book, the character's from Jersey. He moves from Jersey to New York. He wants to be an actor. He's doing the prostitution thing on the side. When the book came out, people were like, wait a minute, you're from out of town.
They're trying to connect.
Yeah, they're trying to connect the dots. You're from out of town. Like,
it's not me.
No.
I think,
Yeah.
You need to put that, little disclaimer. This is not about
Coco,
my life.
I tried. That book came out in 2013. It is not 2020.
And they still think it's you?
So what we did with the video, that video, I'm not in it.
Okay, look, you don't even want look, I'm not even going to be get me nowhere.
My face is not in it.
Right.
You hear me reciting the poem.
Right.
But we ended up getting a brilliant young actor who actually used to be a porn star.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
He fits right in.
Yeah.
Right.
And I didn't know that when he got the role. I just, I picked him based on his appearance.
Right.
And then I was talking about the role. I was like, I don't know if you're going to be interested, but this is what the role is. He's like, yeah, I can play that pretty well because...
Not knowing. Not knowing.
He used to do all of that and then some.
And then some.
So he was great because he was also able to add to the role.
Okay.
And he could even give the directors a lot of insight.
So that real life.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had real life, references that he could pull from.
So that's what we're putting out. Then there are two more poems that are not being made into videos. One's called The Mask. That's about me basically giving my truth to the world. Okay. And then the final one is called Orgasmia, which is...
Orgasmia.
Talks about... That is about me. And that's about my, experience. I'm 48. So I've done things, just not for change.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna leave that right there. I'm not gonna
close
touch
that book.
Yeah. Okay, so overall it's journey.
Yes. Right.
Now we know the parts of your journey that you actually share with us,
and
which is very interesting.
We had to keep it clean because my mother's gonna be in the building now.
Oh yeah, you need to. Yeah. So is the project out now, the videos and everything out, or is it going to be released on April 4th?
It'll be released on April 4th, along with a companion book called Journey the Poems. And there'll be about 50, maybe 20 to 50 poems in there.
So you get the audio
and the hard copy.
Okay, nice, correct. Very nice. So make sure you come out April 4th to support. Where can they log in to see your show? Tell us when, where, what times, and everything. So
the Keri's Corner. Oh God, I don't think I can remember all that.
Well, let them know So
the Keri's Corner radio show, we tape it live in Brooklyn here in New York City. 5 p.m. every Monday. We ask the public can come in and they can watch.
Right, studio audience.
But then we're syndicated in Philadelphia on Tuesdays, Wednesdays in Northern California, Thursdays in Miami, Fridays in London, Saturdays in Atlanta, and Sundays in Cleveland.
So that's every day.
Yeah,
you can definitely catch them.
Yeah,
Okay, and if they wanted to be a guest on the show, where do they need to go?
They can go to the KK Radio Show at gmail.com. Okay. And then, of course, Keri's Corner Radio Show on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter.
right. So check him out.
Yes.
Come out to support 7 long years.
Long
and to hear
years.
about his journey.
Yes.
Verbally through, the verbal, what's it called?
The videos.
Verbal
the
videos.
Yep,
And also through his book. Check out his writing and what he's been through.
And at the event on on April 4th, because people like this part, there's a free open bar from 6 to 7. And a wine toast.
Ooh.
And gift bags and backpacks. So yeah,
put me on the list.
You got the VIP.
Right, put
you
me
got
on
the
the
VIP.
list.
You got the
I'm
VIP.
coming out.
Yes.
So once again, support Keri Singleton. Come out April 4th and be a part of his experience, his 7-year celebration for the journey. And check out his shows also online. You can go on
DTFradio.com.
DTFradio.com. Yeah. Monday he's live every day right there. You can catch him at 5 p.m.
And the books.
Amazon.com.
Keri D. Singleton.
Yes.
Yeah,
check him out and support everybody. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Queen.
Yes, we always, good vibes today, all throughout the show, everybody. We'll be back.